Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Purpose Lab, where the mission is to interview the world's most successful failures who understand the importance of allowing the lessons that they learn in the thing that they've done or the thing that they're doing to be the North Star to get them to the success that they seek. I'm your host, Dr. D.F. Arnold. Let's get right into it. So, today's message, we're talking about discipline. And the reason why we're talking about discipline in this particular message is because I had a Instagram message that I posted previously that went crazy. And the reason why it went crazy is because I think people are finally starting to understand how important discipline is. I believe discipline is truly the master key to the success we seek. I believe discipline is that thing that separates the people who understand that life is about living within our purpose. Life is about understanding that as we do different things, we're becoming the person who we ultimately desire and deserve to be. But here's what I understand about discipline as well. Discipline is the highest form of self love. Let me say that again. Discipline is the highest form of self love. Here's why. In order for us to move, I always hear the young people talk about the next level. There's levels to this. But in order for us to truly move into the next level, we have to do things different that got us to the current level that we're at. The current level that we're at is based on what we've been doing up until that point, i.e., my weight is where it is based on what I've been doing in the past. My credit score is where it is based on my spending habits of the past. My relationship is where it is based on what I've done and brought to my relationship in the past. I can go on and on and on about how everything has gotten us to the level that we're currently at. Now, in order for us to move into that next level, discipline has to be the master key because, like I said previously, it's the highest form of self love. Here's why. I now want to buy a house. You're saying that to yourself. I want to buy a house. But I know my credit score isn't where it needs to be to buy that house, to buy that car, to buy that thing. And remember, it was based on what I did in the past. So now I know that in the present, this is what I'm saying that I want. So now, what am I willing to do or not do in order to move to that next level? Okay, now I'm going to use this thing called discipline. I go to the mall. Because remember, as soon as you make a decision that you want to do something different, all hell is going to break loose. Um, let's take the example. I want to buy a house. I want to buy my car. I want my credit score. But now there's a sale at the mall on those shoes, on that article of clothing that you wanted. So now I got to make a decision. Dang, do I go buy this or do I continue to increase my habits to be disciplined in order to move to that next level to acquire the thing that I say I want? Okay, now let's use the example of my health is important. So I want to make sure that I'm eating better. I want to make sure that I'm not eating out as much. But once again, all hell breaks loose. So now everybody's invited. Hey, let's go get something to eat on me. Uh, well, can I choose the place we go? Nah, let's go to that place we always go. That menu ain't conducive to what it is that I now say I want at this present moment. I want my health to be better. So, hey, matter of fact, how about I just cook us something? Because I went to the grocery store earlier this week and I started buying more healthier options and got rid of some of the things that has gotten me to this point that I'm at right now. And so now I'm making a disciplined decision to not put myself in an environment that I no longer want to be in because I'm not ready to be in that environment. I'm not strong enough to be in that environment. Let's be real clear. I'm just not strong enough to be there. I want to stop drinking, right? I want to, or not even stop. I want to not drink as much. So I don't need to go to the same place that I've been going to because I'm not strong enough yet. I haven't developed the habits. I haven't developed the discipline in order to do that thing to become what it is I now say I want. And that's fine. See, that's why I say discipline is the highest form of self love because now I love myself enough to be honest, to be real with myself. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. I still, when I go certain place, I order the same because that's what I'm used to doing. My mind automatically goes to what it's used to doing because I haven't developed disciplined habits to do something different yet. But now that I'm saying I want to go to this next level, now I know it's a must that I do these things. I know it's a must that I now operate differently. I know it's a must that I start thinking differently as it pertains to now this new thing that I want. Discipline is the highest form of self love. Here's why. Because if we want to go to that next level, which I know I'm going to be happier because now I know I put on a lot of weight that I can't even move the same anymore. I don't even work out the same anymore. I don't even feel comfortable after I eat a meal. I know I don't want to keep living in this apartment that I'm currently in. I'm not judging anyone. I'm not judging. I just think we all just have to get to the point where we say, you know what, enough is enough. I'm tired of doing the same thing, having the same thing. Remember, always definition of insanity, doing the same thing, expecting a different result. I want something different. So I have to be disciplined with my choices because I want something different. I'm not judging it. I want something different. And with me wanting something different, it's up to me to make the decision to have something different. That's on me. That's a decision that I'm able to make. And I don't give that decision, I don't give that choice to anyone else because if I give the decision and a choice to someone else, I got to wait till they're ready to do what it is that I say I want. And what if they never get ready to do it? What if they don't even know that that's what I want because I didn't even speak it up to them? I didn't even speak to them about it. So now they're just operating the way they operate. And I'm sitting up getting mad because I'm like, dang, don't you know I want to? I ain't even told them. I didn't even tell my friend, hey, listen, I don't want to go to that place because now what I'm noticing about my body, what I'm noticing about my health is, you know, I want to feel differently. I want to be around because in my family there's a history of these different health issues. And so I want to, at this point, where I have an opportunity to stop and not continue on through my bloodline and pass it down to my kids. And I want to make sure that we're living a healthier lifestyle. So I only say I don't want to go to that place because I know if I go to that place, girl, man, hey, dog, if I go to that place, you already know what I'm gonna order. Hey, I'm getting the double, I'm getting the triple because I can't even stop it just a single. So I already know I can't go there. But and then what may end up happening is your friend, because now that accountability thing, your friend might say, man, you know what, I've been thinking about the same thing about getting healthier, eating healthier, so let's do this together. Now we can hold each other accountable. So now that makes our discipline decisions, it's about both of us. And guess what? What if it's a crew of us and the crew of us say, you know what, man, I've been wanting so let's do this thing together because iron sharpens iron. So let's work on this together. So let's hold each other accountable. All right, cool. And then y'all put a plan together. Oh, I put a plan together. I want a new house. I'm tired of living in this apartment because I can't even stand my neighbors. And they be making so much noise. And they be all of these different things. Okay, well, if I don't want that, if so I can choose to do something different and have something different. I just got to make a disciplined decision to make it happen. Okay, cool. My relationships, man. I, I'm getting tired of allowing my peace to be stolen. But it's my peace. So it can't be stolen unless I give it away. So it's not about them taking my peace. It's about me giving my peace because I can keep my peace. And so now I understand that every time I'm around this particular person, I lose my peace. I give my peace. So maybe I need to make a choice and a decision to not be around that person who I'm allowing to give my peace up to until I get strong enough to say, you know what? It don't even bother me no more about what they say or what they do because I know my peace is my peace. Discipline is the highest form of self love because now that I understand that I love myself so much that I know that I haven't been doing all that I'm capable of doing, to be all that I'm capable of being, to have all that I desire to have. But that's a me thing because I haven't made the decision to be disciplined to say, I now operate with different habits that will get me to a level that I desire to be at. That's a me thing. And I get to make that choice and I get to make that decision. That's a me thing. That's a you thing. That's you saying, you know what, I want more. And so, in order for me to have more, I got to do more. I got to be willing to put myself in position, in places, in spaces that were once uncomfortable. Man, it was uncomfortable for me to initially tell my friend who I didn't know how they were going to respond because we always do that. But now that I even said it, because I became brave enough, courageous enough to say, hey, the reason why I don't want to go here is because this is what I'm trying to do. I became vulnerable enough as well to say, I'm trying to change my eating habits. And then my friend was like, man, I've been thinking the same thing. See, but if I never put it out there, if I never was courageous enough, I would have never known that my friend was dealing with the same things that I was dealing with and wanting to have the same discipline in order to do the thing because I hang around some phenomenal people. I hang around some people who want more. So now that I know that we both want more, let's go do this. Let's go make this happen. Let's do this together. Let's push each other. And I said this before in a previous podcast, and I love you enough and I want you to love me enough to where if I'm not doing what it is that I say I want, if I'm not in alignment and then all of a sudden I fall, I want you to check me. I want you to check me. And I want you, if you're willing, to give me permission to check you. Because if we're going to sharpen each other, if we want this house, then we're gonna have to do something different. If we want our health, then we're gonna have to, man. I don't feel like going to run. Hey, come on, man. Let's go. Hey, listen, even if we can't do what we usually do, let's go do something. All right, cool. Let's go do that. Hey, what man, hey, let's get to the point where let's not even go to the mall to buy something. Let's just go look and let's go to a different mall now. Let's go to a different store. You know what? Let's go to that Louis store. Why are we going to the Louis store? We can't afford we ain't, no, let's go think about what it is that we're going to be able to have once we become more disciplined with our credit, once we become disciplined in what our spending habits is, then we're going to have a savings account that's built on now I can go take care of some of those wants because I've taken care of my needs. So now that I took care of my needs, now I'm about to go get what it is I want because I want to live a phenomenal life. I want to live a life where you know what, I earned this. That's when the ball game changes. That's when we really truly love who we become and who it is that we were purposed on this planet to become. And we're doing and having what it is that we were capable of having all along. Once we made a decision to say, you know what, I want this. And in order for me to have it, I just got to be disciplined. Discipline is the highest form of self-love. So I love myself enough that I'm tired of living below what it is that I'm capable. I see Jay-Z, I see Beyonce, I see Oprah, I see Tyler Perry, I seen Steve Jobs, I seen all of these different people, Jeff Bezos, I see all of these different people who are living a phenomenal life. And so instead of me hating on them, it's time for me to say, okay, what are they doing different? Once again, I've talked about on a different podcast where I said I can only see what they're doing. If I'm looking through the window, I can only see that particular room. But what are they doing different when it pertains to the thing that they're having with the company that they're running? So Amazon now does all, okay, so how can I emulate that? Okay, so he started off and it was a bookstore and he started off in a small office. So now I know that if I stay grinding, if I stay doing the thing that I know that I need to do in order to have that thing that I want to have, then I know I can have that thing because I've watched so many successful people and I've listened to so many successful people that have left clues on what it took for them to be in the position that they're in. So now I'm going to emulate that. See, my son, and I said this before too, because there's nothing new under sun, but my son, one of his first words that he would talk about was emulate, emulate. And I said, what is emulate? To copy. I was like, that's right, DJ. That's right. That's what it means. And here's what I always say. Whenever I go speak around the country, I always say this. We're born originals, but we die copies. And the problem isn't that we're copying. The problem is we emulate the wrong people. we're sitting, copying and emulating and doing what it is that we have a tendency to see around us, instead of looking beyond what we see around us and understanding that just because I don't see it yet, if I can see, if I can dream about it, that means I can possess it. If I can dream it, but God gave me if I can dream it, then that means I can possess it. That means I can have it. That means it's something in me telling me that I want more, I desire more. So now I have to go after my more. So I have to love myself enough to be disciplined enough. The highest form of love is discipline. I have to be disciplined enough to, you know what, stop doing what I'm currently doing in order to do something different, to have something different. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, discipline is the highest form of self love. If we can start disciplining ourselves and holding ourselves accountable for the next level thinking, for the next level living that we desire to live, then that's when our whole world changes. But we're going to have to stop doing the things that got us to the point that we're currently in order to do something different, to have something different. But the choice is ours. It's ours. It's ours. It's not him. It's not them. It's not her. It's not it. It's us. Finally making the determination that I want more and I love myself enough and I love my family, my friends, and I love my community enough that I'm willing to be the one. To be the one that does something different than the rest of my family members in order to have something different, to build a legacy that everyone that comes after me, they see that it's possible, because if it was possible for them, it's possible for us. We just have to be disciplined and love ourselves enough to make it happen. I hope you listen to this again if something didn't quite click, but I hope you understand that this whole message was about the importance of discipline being the master key and discipline being the highest form of self-love in order to get us to the point, the position, and the purpose that we were planning on this earth to be in. That's what I want for you. That's what I want for us. That's why this podcast, the Purpose Lab, is on a mission, as I always say, to interview the world's most successful failures, people who understand the importance of discipline and saying, you know what, it wasn't a loss, it was always a lesson. Now I'm going to take this lesson that was perceived as failure and turn it into the success that I seek. But it only happens by me understanding that I have to be disciplined and understand that I got to keep going. I got to understand that failure is just part of it. And as long as I'm failing, that means I'm trying, because if I'm not trying, I'm not failing. So I'm willing to fail my way to success. That's what this platform is built on. So if you enjoy this message, just like if you enjoy any of the messages, I want you to make sure you're sharing it with others. Subscribe to the channel so we can continue to build this network full of people who understand the importance of living in our purpose. Because once we discover our purpose and develop our purpose, then we can live a life that's full of purpose. So I've been your host, Dr. D.F. Arnold, and I want to thank you for once again tuning in to the Purpose Lab. All right. Have a phenomenal rest of your day. Peace.